Well, hi there. My name's Clare McNaught. I'm a consultant general and colorectal surgeon. I work at Harrogate Hospital in Yorkshire, and I'm also the Secretary of the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh. Now, I'm here today to talk to you really in support of the college's agenda to try and show that surgery is a career that can be considered by everybody, no matter what your background. And I thought it might be useful over the next couple of minutes just to share my story with you and how I achieved my goal in becoming a consultant surgeon. Now, this is quite an important year for me because I'm actually 25 years qualified as a doctor. And so it has been a year of reflection about really how I got here and really thinking back about what I've achieved over these years. And when I go back, way back to Aberdeen University, in the 1990s, I always remember turning up on the first day and thinking, I shouldn't be here. I wasn't like the normal graduate student at that time. I was from a big family from Glasgow. My parents weren't professional and hadn't had university education. So it was a big thing for my family when I decided to go for medicine. But they really supported me and I'm so grateful to them. But, when I actually turned up, I realised I had nothing to worry about because I met such wonderful, like-minded people that, I soon really settled in and realised it didn't actually matter, where you were from. If you stuck in hard and worked hard, you could get there. Now, when I graduated from medicine, I thought I was going to be a physician, and that was until I did my first house job where I soon realised that doing 6-hour ward rounds to change a tablet didn't suit my personality at all. And so I considered the career of surgery. Now, if you go back, to the mid-90s, really, that was an unusual thing for a woman because, particularly in general surgery, which was what I enjoyed, there were no women really at that stage. Certainly in my hospital in Aberdeen where I worked, there weren't any female surgeons, so I didn't really have a role model that I could get advice from to give me some tips about how to achieve that. But despite that, I was so well supported by my consultants there and they really encouraged me. And I found myself on a surgical training programme. Now, the question that people often ask me was, was surgical training more difficult because I was a woman? And I can honestly answer that question and say, no, it wasn't more difficult. It was difficult for everybody. And when I think back now to the brutal hours that we had to do, the terrible behaviours that we had to put up with during my training, I sometimes am amazed that I actually survived the whole process. But and I sometimes actually felt that being a woman was actually an advantage to me because I think that sometimes people, because I was a woman, perhaps maybe modified the behaviour somewhat. So perhaps it even was a slight advantage. But I suppose the big question for me would be now is that, would I do it again? And I would say absolutely. It's been the most incredibly rewarding career. I can't think of any other, speciality in medicine that has such an immediate impact on people's lives. So it's absolutely worth it. And I think that certainly in the last 25 years, I've seen some massive changes. In my department in Harrogate, 3 of the general surgeons are now women, and that's completely changed the dynamic of the department and I think in how we work. And we now try and work in a much more sustainable manner. I can say to you now that I do have a much better work-life balance, and that so I can, not only enjoy my career as a surgeon, but also as a human being and enjoy my family life. And things that I'd like to do for fun. So all I can say to you is I don't think it really matters about where you come from. I think if you want to be a surgeon, I think that I would encourage you to do it. We want the best people to come into surgery and it is the most wonderful job. So please don't be put off by what seem to be some insurmountable barriers. I promise you there are people here at the college who will help you get over those. Thank you.